Broadcom getting a pop up about almost 3% after hours trading on the back of earnings. The chipmaker beating on the top and bottom lines and forecasting better than expected revenue for the second quarter. Joining us now, Stacy Rasgon of Bernstein Research to break down the quarter. Stacy, what jumps out to you here aside from just apparently better than expected numbers across the board on the headline?
Yeah, these days lots of companies are giving better expected numbers, and in many cases it's not enough. You need like a nice, really solid beat and raise, and we actually got that from Broadcom this quarter. So this looks pretty good, at least at first glance, both on the quarter as well as on the guide. Top line revenues, gross margins are really, really good. I think you said earlier they did a $2.7 billion buyback in the quarter. There's not a lot not to like here as far as I can tell, at least at first glance.
So what are you going to be listening for on the call?
Yeah, there's a few things. I think, first of all, commentary on the demand environment, in particular backlog and lead times, and how much visibility does that give them consequently. Anything they have to say on enterprise and hyperscale spending, they had noted an inflection on some of those last quarter. So is that continuing? Although from the guidance, it does look like it is continuing. On the revenue side, again, wireless, in particular the Apple cycle looks pretty strong right now. And what does seasonality the next quarter look like for wireless? And then finally, I'd love to get a little more color on gross margins because they did 75.5% gross margins in the quarter. And if you sort of back into it for next quarter, they may even be guiding them up again, at least implicitly. I'd love to know how high they think those gross margins can go, but they look really good.
And the company repurchased about $3 billion in stock in the quarter. Is this still going to be a focus mostly on capital return as opposed to incremental acquisitions like in the software area that they've done in the past?
It probably will. So remember, Broadcom's strategy is to give half of their free cash flow, and they have a lot of free cash flow too. First of all, acquisitions, and if they can't find anything to buy, then to buybacks. So they have a $10 billion buyback on the table this year, and it looks like that they are executing on it. Now, that being said, they also do have enough dry powder that if they do find a deal in that call like 10 billion-ish kind of range, they've got enough firepower in terms of cash and debt capacity to execute on that. So I'm sure people will ask. Personally, I'd love to see them buy something. They're really good at it. I like the acquisition strategy here, so we'll see. But I'll take the buyback too. That's fine.
Yeah, they've had a long history of it. Stacy, thanks.
You bet.
Stacy
Thank
Rasgon.
you.